Hello. So I just after coming off my walk on the canal. My hair is windswept, and I was thinking as I was walking along about death, and I ended up meeting someone I know who lost two very close people in their life and was asking about my mom and the whole thing. And it just made me think, the whole process that I've gone through with my mom over the past year is to lose the fear of death and the process of losing somebody. And for me, it was the understanding, I suppose, that my mom was always cultivating in me since I was very young. And this awareness of your eternal presence, and that even though you might leave your physical body through death, that you actually continue on. And that's something that has helped me immensely. And then kind of going through that process this year, I've actually come to the realization that losing the fear of death actually allows you to truly live, because that's the kind of thing that's always looming there, isn't it? Even if you're not thinking about it, or maybe even directly experiencing it yet in your life, because we all experience it at some point, that it prevents you from truly living. And also the fact that we're all going to lose the person that you love at some point. But it's what happens next, like what is your relationship with that person even when they're physically gone. And for me, with my own mom, it's really been a process of opening up to the possibility of her still being here, but obviously not here physically. And that's the process of my discovery, and it has helped my healing so much. And I can't wait to share the in-depth process that I'm going through in my book that I'm creating with my mom, Moving from Fear to Trust. So there are my thoughts. Being by water is always so helpful to generate ideas and to just get things moving. And yeah, tonight is the full moon, so I'm just putting that out there. Just releasing the fear of death, so I and you can truly live in the here and now. And also ongoing, what is the experience that you're having with the person that you love who is left? What do you do with that, and how can you use it to fuel you and to help you continue that relationship with that person, but on a completely different level? And I've had a dream not long ago that I was looking for my mom. I'm sure a lot of you probably had dreams like this, where you're looking for something in a dream. And I was going into all these rooms in this house, and she was inside a bath anyway, and I could see her, but she was like very submerged in the water. But she spoke anyway. I couldn't see her face, but I knew it was her with her hair, because she's really nice hair. So she said to me, you can't connect to me anymore in my form, only in my formlessness. And then I woke up, like, it was just like, that was the message just going brum, 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 reverberating. This is the message. And then that kind of gave me a new level of understanding, is that when somebody passes away, that yes, you obviously can't connect to them in a physical sense, like their body. You can't touch their arm, you can't see them, you can't hold them, you can't smell them, you can't do any of those things that we enjoy with our senses in the physical world. But you can connect to them in the formlessness, which is that when you leave the body, you go everywhere. And I said this to my cousin Connor. I was explaining to him about my dream, and he said to me, yeah, it's like she's in the air. And I was just like, absolutely. Through a child's perception is always a great... Sorry there, I'm just getting messages here coming in from my dad, who loves writing to me when I'm on Facebook lives. So there are my thoughts on the whole experience, and I'm going to go back now home. And if anyone is going through the grieving process right now, I would invite you to consider these thoughts that I'm saying tonight about connecting with the person who you love in their formlessness, and just experimenting with that, because obviously we all have different experiences, we all have different unique abilities, you know, we're not even aware of them. I think from meeting Mary Helen Hensley, who has had a huge experience with the afterlife and does a lot of work with people in that area of metaphysics, I've understood through my relationship with her how we all have these gifts, and oftentimes we're looking for other people to give us those answers, and that sometimes is needed, because we all need to have help, we all are interconnected, we all need to be supported by each other, but it's always about supporting each other so that we can form our own connections, our own selves, and tune into our ability to connect either through your dreams, through messages that come through. Like for me, my mom often will kind of highlight, you know, it's kind of like she'll almost guide me to these are the words that you need to read now, or you need to, yeah, it's just like a kind of an inner, it's like a guidance, but it's like, it's not just from myself, if that makes any sense. Do you know, it's like things will pop out, but it's like obviously not all the time. So so when it happens, it's kind of, it's obvious to me, oh yeah, I need to look at this now, this is the next piece. So yeah, and letting go of the fear of death is the fear of the unknown, because I think all of us, we can have our own beliefs, we have our own ideas of things, but ultimately it's about like just surrendering to the process of your existence and your journey. And like my mom, when she was in hospital, she said to me, I'm an eternal being. You know, she said that to me, and I think that was a very important message that she gave to me before she went into the coma, because it was like, it was something that I could later draw back again and actually draw those connections and hear what she was saying. I'm an eternal being, you know, and understanding that is obviously a very individual process and an individual journey, and doesn't take away the grieving of the physical loss, because that is there, and that's totally what you have to go through, and you can't bypass it, you can't suppress it or numb it out, you just have to feel it. And for me, like finding a creative outlet, writing the book is the most helpful thing to channel it into something that is positive and is nourishing and healing. And so it's really about finding ways for, I suppose, death to be almost an inspiration for living more fully in the present moment, and moving through the fear, because it's like when you meet the kind of experience of, oh my gosh, I can be here one minute and gone the next, it kind of reorientates you a lot, and you just want to cut out a lot of the bullshit that you're buying into in your own self and maybe with others and all that. It just is very sobering, because it just is like having ice water thrown over your whole body, and it's just a real wake-up call to just go, how am I living? What is the life that I want to create every day? And what is the message that I want to convey? And it's like, my mom has passed, but her message is continuing to spread, you know, through me, through everyone who she touched. And, you know, and it's just really, that's all we have control over. We don't have control over all the outcomes. We don't have control over all the different things that can happen to us, but we do have control over how we choose to live our day. And so that's what I've learned. So I hope this is helpful. And I'm gonna go home now, and my little doggies are in the back seat. So, oh, look at Sophia, she's got her little sleepy face. Say hello. I don't know if, can you see her there? Yeah, you can see her lie in the back. So thanks everyone for joining with me tonight. It's very helpful to have your presence here with me as I navigate through this part, and feeling so much stronger. Yeah, just for me, I think the process of grieving has just really made me slow everything down. So I've just really done everything at a snail's pace, and I'm just constantly focusing on, you know, keeping my own self well and doing all the good things that I'm sharing, and yeah, just doing the very best I can in the moment. That's all you can do. Okay, thank you everyone, and I'll see you here soon.